Hi there. I decided I would do a little tutorial on how to do these color charts that were included with your kit. So I'm just going to start by explaining that the top row is your colors and the side row is the color that you're going to mix up to mix in. When you look at your box, the top one in this example is quinacridone red and the side one in my example is burnt umber. So you'll mix one puddle of quinacridone red and one puddle of burnt umber off to the side. Make sure you have enough paint mixed up because you don't want to run out. I'm going to mix a little more here because I don't want to come up short. A little more quinacridone red. And so you just make a nice inky puddle out of this. I'm going to do a little more brown because sometimes that takes a bit. So your bottom row is probably going to be moon glow because your chart is different, but just remember the side column is the mixing in tone and the top one is the color that we're going to mix the paint into. So I'm just going to start by making sure my brush is nice and not too much water in it. Give it a nice swirl in your color that was on the top row. So mine, it is quinacridone red. First swipe is pure color, just like that. Without washing your brush, I want you to go into your mixing color, the one that's on the side. So in my case, that's burnt umber. One swipe, load the brush, and swirl it into the paint. I want you to make sure that you mix it all around so that it's an even consistency and color throughout the whole mix. That way you're not going to get any pure color later on in the mix, and the shift won't be as less inconsistent. So second swipe, you can hardly tell the shift because it was not, it wasn't very much brown yet. So we're going to do one more scoop of brown, stir it in. So here's what I mean by inconsistent. In the middle, there's dark brown, and the outside, it's still fairly red. If you leave it like this, the next time you add brown, you might get more red mixed into it. So it'll be less consistent. So give it a good swirl, make sure that it is mixed thoroughly and it's all one color in your palette. And so I think that's pretty good. It's all one color. And another swipe. And you can start to see the shift. We're gonna add one more scoop of brown. So the mixer into the color, mix it thoroughly so that it is all consistent. Swipe. Pick up the mixer, put it in the color, mix it in consistently, swipe. Another scoop of the brown mixer, stir it into the color, swipe. Mixer. We're going to do two for this one because the shift is starting to be a little less noticeable. Color, stir very well. Swipe. We're going to do two again. I'm just using my judgment on this. Some colors you won't have to do two, one at a time is going to be enough. But because of this brown and red are kind of the same tone, it's getting a little harder to get it to shift at this point. So use your judgment. That's mixed very well. You can see it's almost a chocolate brown. And we're going to do one more. We're going to use up all of this ink color here and scoop it in there. It may not shift anymore just because they're kind of the same tone now. Just like that, and mix it in so there's no pure color or brown lumps in it. And one more stroke. So as you can see, the first one is much more pinky red and the bottom one is a chocolate brown. So this is how you can get a variety of colors just out of the quinacridone red and your mixer color on the side. Now, before you go to the next chart, You're gonna wanna clean up your palette. I just do this by giving it a nice wipe out with a damp paper towel on both the spots. And I also recommend using a ceramic palette, a plate or a ramekin, egg dish, a pickled egg dish, anything like that will work. It just moves a little bit better and mixes better than plastic. But if all you have is plastic, go ahead and use plastic. It's not the end of the world. So that's not perfectly clean, but I'm gonna just turn it so we can do the next one. So the next puddle that we are going to make is, we're gonna skip the moon glow just because it's not gonna shift a whole bunch, but let's go with sap green. We'll do sap green and burnt umber. So that means I mix one puddle of the sap green color and one puddle of the burnt umber on this side. Yours, again, will be moon glow most likely. So make a nice puddle of color. So in this instance, the color is going to be sap green. And add a bit more water to that, clean water. As you're doing this exercise, make sure you keep your water nice and clean so that it's not contaminated. So be sure to rinse it out as much as you need to rinse it out. And then the next puddle is going to be whatever's in the vertical column. So that in my case is the burnt umber. And last time I ran out, but I don't think we'll run out this time because the color difference between the two is very different. So you're gonna see a shift a little bit quicker with this one probably. All right, so clean out your brush really, really good. Little tip here is if you mix your mixer first and then your green second, you don't have to wash that brush that extra time. So it is smart to go with your mixer, the vertical color, and then the horizontal color, and then you can just go into the mixing, but that's all right. Whatever works. So the first one, pure swipe of sap green. It's a pretty color. One drop of burnt umber, your mixer. One swipe. A swipe of mixer. Mix it in thoroughly so there's no pure green spots left. Swipe. Without washing your brush, pick up more of your mixer, put it in the color, mix it very well. Swipe. Without washing your brush, pick up more mixer color. We're gonna put a big blob. Mix it in very well. Swipe. Last time, maybe not, maybe I'll do another one after this. Stir really well, swipe. Ooh. And without washing the brush, mix in more of your mixer. I'm gonna do 2 this time because it's getting a little diluted. Stir it in. Now you can see it's almost all the way brown for this one. So it's quite a big shift. And that's as far as I think we're gonna get it. So we'll do the last bit here. Clean up that whole tray there. Stir it in thoroughly, make sure it's all mixed. And final swipe. So you can see that the color went from the nice limey sap green all the way to a darker browny green. So this gives you a variety of greens to use in your palette. And so you would just continue on the whole process using whatever 2 colors are in this chart. The color is the top one, the mixer is the side one. You add the mixer to the color, combining the whole mixture very well so that it's a consistent mixture every time you swipe. So have fun with your colors, and if you need any help, let me know.